Kathryn, there's a ton of scenes in the water, feels very claustrophobic in the cave. How did just the physical nature and the challenge of this film compare to the other movies you've done?
You're right, it was a bigger challenge than anything I'd done. However, I had a cast of these really amazing young actors who, they never showed me any doubt, and I never showed them any doubt. And I think that's the secret. It's like being on a football team, or what at least I hear about being on a football team is like the MVP, the team captain, the coach. They never really crack. So I didn't have to crack. Like, I never cracked. I never said, this is going to be hard. We're going to get hurt. There was none of that. There was almost like a delusion that we were going to be all right. And honestly, us actors, we have to be a little delusional because we do crazy things sometimes. And we just have to trust our director, like a director like Jeff, who really knew what he wanted. And there was no reason to get hurt or overextend because I knew the bare minimum of what was needed and I could play in that space. And we had a lot of rules, we had a lot of safety protocols, but mainly I had a cast of people that I didn't want to let down, and I wanted them to give me something too. So it was kind of like being on a football team, if I do say
I
so
love
myself.
I love that answer. You were definitely up for the challenge. And Jeff, I love shark movies. It's basically its own genre at this point. We see so many releases each year.
Yeah, you're
You had a
right.
really you had a really strong script as a starting point, but how do you make sure you're doing something different and adding to the cinematic legacy of shark movies?
Well, I've never seen a shark movie that took place in such a claustrophobic setting, right?
Yeah.
Claustrophobic horror is like its own subgenre. And you look at a movie like Alien, and then obviously there's the shark subgenre, and a chance to kind of have the two crossover seemed like too great of an opportunity to pass up. So I was very excited about that. But to get really technical, one of the things I wanted to do was make our shark attacks different than anything you'd seen before. Most shark movies take place on the open ocean. The shark grabs you. Maybe there's like a drag back and forth, like in the opening of Jaws. But by and large, once you go down, you're done. Because our movie takes place in this very tight cave system, I had this idea that the shark should be like whipping people around and bashing them into rocks. Bull sharks actually attack people that way. They try to stun them by hitting them first with their snout. And so I worked really closely with Alan D'Antoni, our stunt coordinator, to come up with this winch system where we could drag people around and make it look like the shark was whipping them all over and slamming them into rocks. I actually said to him, I said, I want this one attack. I'm not going to say which character because I don't want to spoil it, but I wanted this one attack to be more brutal than the bear attack in The Revenant, and I think we pulled it off.
I love that.
I'm I'm
That's
like
such a
I'm like
cool.
grimacing because yeah, it is pretty brutal.
And Catherine, there's a lot of action scenes and bodies for the shark to sink its teeth into, but there's also a lot of emotion and character beats for you to sink your teeth into as an actress here. What did you like most about having the story of personal growth for Sarah and having her really take this charge, serve as the heart of the film, rather than it just be about surviving this, terrible situation she's in?
It's a good question because it was all on the page. Like, this could have been a play and I think it would have been as palpable. And then you get us in the water and we're really swimming and we're really feeling it. I mean, there's a scene of me and Lana where we're climbing up this rock and then we're falling in the water and we're climbing back up and we're screaming at each other and we're fighting for our lives and fighting at each other about our future. And like, you can't act because I was afraid of really not being able to climb up and get hurt and scratch myself and bruise my leg and not be able to continue the day. Things like that are just, you can't really deny. So saying the words and being this character was really the easy part. It was all kind of easy. Like I mean that in a humble way. Like, it was an easy connection because I knew what was needed and I didn't have to do anything except show up prepared and stretch.
Stretching is always key. You have the importance down. Jeff, the right music's also so important to get terror across in a film. Can you speak to working with Bear McCreary for this film? You've worked with him a couple times now across different genres.
Yeah, this is the third time I've worked with Bear. Obviously, he's very well known for The Walking Dead and Battlestar Galactica. I mean, the guy is a real artist and storyteller. One of the reasons why I love working with him is I don't have to walk him through every scene and be like, and now we need the audience to feel this, and now we want the audience to be going down here, and now we want to be waiting. Like, he just knows. I just show him the scene, he just knows what we need, and he does it. And in many ways, he's a lot like a composer version of Kathryn, right? Like as a storyteller, I want collaborators where I can be like, this is what I need. You see what I'm giving you right now? See what can you feel what I'm thinking? I need that. And you don't want to have to talk too much. You would just want people to get it and get on board and understand what you want in the story that you're telling. And Bear does that when we're in post, and Kathryn does that when we're on set.
Did he have fun?
Yeah,
Did you like it?
Oh, he loved it. He loved it.
he's a real pro. And Kathryn, obviously you can't film with a real shark. Was there a fin in the water or anything to react to physically? Because you were selling the hell out of these scenes, and it's that reaction that makes them so scary.
Thank you. I think we had a lot of, we had one huge shark, and Jeff had it in his office, and it was gigantic. And then we had one in the water, and then we had like a head, you know, and a propeller thing. We also had Alan D'Antoni, who was my shark a lot of the time to create chaos in the cave for me. That was one of my favorite days when Alan was the shark.
Oh, he
When
was
I
the
was,
shark many days. He was the shark
he was the
many
shark,
days.
but there was one day when it was really just, we were locked in, you know, at the end of the movie there. It was fantastic. He did a great job.
I didn't actually realize how important that was going to be. Again, making a movie is just often a long learning experience. I have this sick part of me that kind of wishes all the footage would get destroyed the day we finish shooting so that I can just start over, because I finally learned how to make the movie, right?
Right.
And Alan is a close collaborator of mine. He's done like my last 5 projects. There was one
Love
day
him.
early in the shoot where he was like, hey, do you want me to get in the water and be the shark? And I was like, yes, I think that is going to help. Get in the water and be the shark. And so he, for many of our scenes, was the shark.
Yeah. I really got scared
So
sometimes.
cool.
It was easy to get scared in a cave. Yeah.
And Jeff, my last question, I'd love to know what your favorite shark movie is that isn't Jaws.
Oh, that's so unfair because I love Jaws so much. I mean, listen, I would probably cite, I saw the Deep Blue Sea the night it opened because my college roommate was in the opening scene. And so I went and saw it in New York City the night it opened. And I'm going to ruin part of it. Sorry, everybody, but it's been out for a long time. That moment when Samuel L. Jackson is giving that speech and the shark jumps out of the water and grabs him.
Crazy.
The audience went nuts. They went nuts. People were jumping out of their seat, yelling at the screen. It was so much fun. It was one of the most fun theatrical experiences I think I've ever had.
To be so captivated
awesome.
and then just ripped out of it. Mine's The Shallows. Come on.
Great movie. Great
Come
choice,
on.
Kathryn. Great
Thank
choice
you.
from both of you. Thank you guys so much for your time today, and congrats on the film. I really had a great time.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.